So, Laura decided a number of years ago that it would be really fun and quaint and social and sweet and all those other things that she thinks when she's coming up with work for me to do if we were to have Christmas trees. Because how outrageous is it that people have to go and spend $50 on a Christmas tree? And so she said, can we grow Christmas trees? And I was an idiot and said, yes, of course we could grow Christmas trees. We don't. We grow chickens and we grow cows. And she said, well, I want to get goats and llamas and sheep and ducks and geese and Christmas trees. And so, everything else is come and gone. But the Christmas trees, I just can't. I can't get rid of them. So here's what our Christmas trees are looking like right now. You can see some of them here that are about 6 years old now, and they'll be ready. Some of these ones will be ready in about 2 or 3 years. It takes about 10 years to grow a Christmas tree. So we are today doing pruning on not the pines. So the pines are the ones that have at our place have these long needles. So if you see long needles, they're pines, and these ones are all white pines. White pines make a nice Christmas tree, according to my wife. I prefer the pines because I like the long needles and I like the smell. Laura Lee prefers the spruce because she likes the short needles and she likes it when they are really prickly and they jab my hands. So this little guy right here is a white spruce. In fact, this whole area here was replanted. We had a good friend was helping us by cutting some hay a few years ago and didn't see the trees, and as he was cutting the hay field, just came right up the row of Christmas trees and then said, uh-oh, and stopped and backed up. And so we've replanted, for the most part, most of these Christmas trees. And so if you look here, you can see what happens when you don't trim. So this was 1 year of growth to here, from the ground to this little set of nubbins, and then another year of growth, an oddball branch, another year of growth, another year of growth, and then another year of growth. This year here, I let it grow too much. I should have trimmed this. You try to get about 10 inches. You have to trim these so they're 10 inches long, so that you get 10 inches between. Otherwise, you get really tall, spindly trees that are not very pretty. And you have to trim the leader, and you have to trim all the branches around it. And you have to work your way down the entire tree until you've trimmed the whole tree to make it look like a Christmas tree. So we're gonna go trim a couple of the pines this year. Time of year, it's no good. You do them when they're soft and woody, or when they're soft and not woody, and they're growing actively. So we're gonna go over here to another area where there's some spruce to prune. I've actually pruned most of them already today. I've just got, I can see one that's standing out right now, 2, 3, 4 that are standing out. So we'll show you what it looks like when we prune them. I'll try this left-handed. Should be great. And so if you look at this tree right here, it's a very sad looking tree. This central leader needs to be snipped about here. So we just cut it here. This little bud will become the new, the little bud here will become the new top. And then we have to trim all these branches around it to the shape of a cone, or I guess an inverted cone, to make a Christmas tree. And this poor little guy that I'm now giving a pretty hardy trimming, he's gonna grow for another, probably another 6 years, and then that'll be a Christmas tree. And so we just kind of go down the row and see what we get. Sometimes we get little trees here that are doing terrible. This one here, I should probably just chop it right off right now because it's doing terrible, but we'll give it another year because apparently we keep everything around here. This one has 2 central leaders, so I'm going to trim one of them right out. I'm going to take this one comes right out. I'm going to leave that central leader, that's about 9, there's about 9 inches right there, 9-10 inches. Trim it, and I'm going to trim all the rest of these little branches off of here to try to get that beautiful shape of a Christmas tree that you spend all your money on. So when you do drop your $50 on a Christmas tree, know that gosh, there's been a lot of effort. First of all, 10 years of waiting went into them, and 10 years of growing, and the farm space was set aside for 10 years. to grow, and then they harvest, and not all of them will be harvestable. So up here we can see where I've got some younger ones in this area that I cleared out. I don't know if you can see some of the small ones. I guess they look like kind of the dark patches. There's a little guy there. There's even a little guy right here. Another little guy here. These ones are, they really have been here for 3 years. And then up there on the hill, we've got some pines that are growing that are just last year's stock. There's about 1,000. I think we planted about 1,000. We do about 200 every year, and we'll do another 200 this year. And in 3 years' time, apparently, we're inviting people out for, I have no idea, coffee and Baileys, and a little walk into the woods, which is really a walk across the field, and you can come and get yourself a Christmas tree. So that is the rest of our workday on the farm for today.